Good evening.
Good evening. Steve Husner, 777 South Temescal Street, Space 123, Corona La Linda Mobile Home Park. We have some people here tonight from Corona La Linda, and I believe some from Corona West also. We were just coming like once a month, but we decided to start coming twice a month. We don't want to irritate you guys, but this is very important to us, and it's really urgent. I mean, I was kind of disappointed you guys aren't interested in the rent stabilization for City of Corona Mobile Home Parks. Other cities have done it, and it's worked. There's probably some things I don't know about, but tonight I'm just here to represent the park. And a lot of families, the first rent increase May 1st is going to be a 20% rent increase, the first one. There's some families that aren't even going to be able to take that hit. And then they're going to have to, if they can't afford the rent, I'm saying the same thing over and over. I'm trying to say something new tonight to maybe get your attention. It's just sad, and I'm very frustrated about it. But as I was waiting, I did some numbers on my calculator. Okay, so the first rent increase is going to be up to $780, and then we were told verbally if the rent goes up once a year, that they're going to do it once a year. We have a little newsletter. So best case scenario, in 10 years, the rent's going to be $1,533. That's not including people that have a mobile home payment of $400 or $500. So you're looking at $2,000 to live in a mobile home park. So that's why it's so urgent that we need your help, man. We need you to reconsider, or if we can't, I don't want to give up on the rent stabilization for the City of Corona Mobile Home Parks, which I think would help. It's the right thing to do. Corona West, there's people already paying $1,300 rent. If you don't qualify for the assistance, which if you own a car, you don't qualify for assistance. So most people have a car, so you can't get assistance. So basically, in a nutshell, we're going to keep going for that rent stabilization. But I did find some information. My wife found, she couldn't be here tonight, Lydia. She found some information with the city of Modesto. There was a mobile home park, I could get the name for you later if you'd like, that worked with the city, Chamber of Commerce, to get a 5-year reasonable lease. And the company agreed on it. The city got involved, and it was a fair thing to do because we're on month to month. So they could raise the rent as much as they want. And that's what they've done in other parks. So I'm praying and I'm hoping that they keep their word with a once a year rent increase. So best case scenario, we're looking at $1,533 a month in 10 years, which people aren't going to be able to last 1 or 2 years. And then they lose their home, which they own. Like I repeat over and over, it just doesn't seem right, And then I heard a comment about a gas station. They're allowed to raise the rent. They could do that as business. That's fine. Is there any gas stations charging $15 a gallon for gas? No, because it's not fair, and it's regulated.
I need you to wrap up. Okay.
All right. So, and then I forgot to thank you guys for your time for that, other meeting. But I'm requesting at the end of this meeting, can I talk with you, Mayor Scott and Vice Mayor Haley, just for 30 seconds to request another little meeting, and then the GSMOL Vice President. It wouldn't be as many people involved to maybe come up with getting with Sierra Management to get a 5-year lease, something realistic to where they can make money and raise the rent but not double the rent. Is there any possibility that I could talk with you after the meeting real quick?
I'll talk to you at the conclusion of the meeting. I'm not guaranteeing an additional meeting, but I'll talk to you
right.
at the
All right.
meeting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please say your name and address.
Okay, my name is Shadi Moreno. I live in Corona Linda, 77S Temescal, South Space 67. I came here today because there's nowhere else to look for help besides you guys, and I'm here today for the same cause of what's going on with the rent. Sorry. Okay.
It's okay. You're doing okay.
I see my parents really stressed out because of thinking of where we're going to live after they increase the rent. And I think that's really depressing because lately my grades have been falling because of a constant thought that maybe next month I'm not going to be able to live in a house or, you know, put food on the table. And I can tell due to this situation that's going on right now, it'll also affect my family's economic status. And I ask you please to help us out with this, with stabilizing the rent. And I think it's really sad that with this going on, that something like that action that is that the fact that they're trying to increase the rent and try to take away our houses, because we're living in a mobile home house, and usually that's where we can go live when we can't pay for a bigger house. And thanks for your time.
Thank you for sharing. Good evening.
My name is James Gray. I live at 77 South Temescal Street, Space 68, Corona, La Linda Mobile Home Park. I've been in that park for over 21 years. I've been a resident of the city of Corona for over 30 years. And what I'm here tonight is I got a question to ask you people. Why do you want us low-income seniors out of the park? Because when he raises it up in May, you're going to lose all of our seniors in that park. And he owns a park in Orange County right now where he's had it for 5 years, and he's had a 95% turnover in that park 4 times already in the 5 years since he owns it. So I think you guys will see that in our park. Right now we got so many homes up for sale in our park, and he brought one in that's in 2 pieces that he's had there, and he can't find anybody to put it together because every time he hires a crew, when they find out what he's going to pay, they walk away and say, hey, we can go get better money someplace else. So I'm asking you for help. Please help our park, whatever you can do, and I appreciate whatever you can do. And because in May, if I can't afford my rent, since you guys already have the deed to my mobile home, I will just walk away and let you guys have it. I just want to thank you for everything. Bye.
Thank you for sharing with us. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Raymond Hernandez. I live in Corona La Linda, Space 109. I'm here asking for you guys for help. From the bottom of my heart, I ask you, this makes me sad that I don't know if in a month I'll be able to have a house. And my grades are, just dropping, and there's people that can't, where we live, that can't even walk. They use oxygen tanks just to breathe. Where do you expect to leave these people at? In a park? Those people, we love them. I've been living there for 16 years. That's where my whole childhood has been. And just, if I lose my house, I don't want to be like selling drugs or anything, I want to be someone in life. High school is, it's just 4 years, and, you got to do what you got to do. But since I'm having problems I'm going to have to start working soon. I'm going to have to probably drop out of school. I don't do my classwork just knowing that probably in a month I won't have a house. I need your guys' help. I ask you, for the people of Corona La Linda, they need your help. What can you do for us? And I just hope that today that I came here, I hope something happens, something changes. And that's all I got to say. I hope you guys understand, and have a great day.
Thank you. No, we're not clapping. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody in here. My name is Elvira Ruiz, and I live in 77
7 South Temescal, space 66 in Corona. And I'm here asking for a justice on Corona La Linda. High rent increase. I am a volunteer to talk to my neighbors, and they are frustrated. They are worried about how can I pay this increase in May. And unfortunately, our park is very old persons, and the other part is very young person, like kids with families, and little ones. And we are trying to have some help from you to control or have a regular to have a control of rent, because this person that we don't know how often they're going to increase our rent, and our salary doesn't increase that much. And please, we don't want to be a homeless, and help us to do not make a line in social service to ask for food or so. We are hard workers, not a rich person. We don't have problems if we have the money, but unfortunately we don't make that much. That is a problem. Thank you.
Thank you. No, please, please. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm so sorry. My name is Marisol Castro. My address is 777 South Temescal Street, space 63 in Corona, from Corona La Linda. I'm here once again, and I'm going to try to be here every Wednesday that I can, as much as all my community. A lot of them cannot come. A lot of them take care of their parents that they're really old and they need their help. Grandkids that got taken and they're taking care from foster care. If we're here, and maybe you guys would bother you guys already, but if we're here, because we know that you guys have the power, or you guys have a solution that can help us. And we have a lot of kids, a lot of seniors, and we're just asking for a little bit of your help to touch your heart, to just see that a lot of people, our seniors, are not getting enough money. A lot of people have minimum income. And right now, maybe for this increase of May, maybe we'll have enough. But we don't know if on 90 days we'll receive another letter, and he's going to tell us, okay, another $129 increase. And then we're not going to be able to pay it. And then what are we going to do? We just want something fair. We don't want something, we know that he has the rights to increase, but not that much. Because what are we going to end up paying? He already gave you numbers. But for us, maybe for you guys, it's like 129. What's 129? For us, it's a lot. And for other people, it's even more. So we're just asking for your help. Because if we come here, it's because we know you guys can help us. If we wouldn't be coming here if we know that you guys cannot help us. But you guys have the power to help us. And just please think on all of us, that we don't want to lose our house. A lot of people like me took 9 years to save money to get at least a home for my kids. That it's a mobile home, it's not a house. But when I started living there, I was like, this is my house, even though the property's not mine. But now it's like, this is not even my house, because I can lose it on a closed eyes. I can lose my house if we don't have enough money to pay the rent. So can you imagine 9 years with us not taking our kids nowhere for saving money to get at least a mobile home, and now we're going to lose it? You know, it's really hard for us, low income, to pay our house. That's why we went to a mobile home, and it's our house. So why are we going to be paying so much money if this is our house? If something breaks down, if the electricity, plumbing, water, we have to pay for it, not nobody else. So we're just paying for a space. Why does it have to be so much? So please, please, I beg you guys to think on 137 residents. And a lot of those residents, it's not one or two people. My house are 6 of us. A lot of houses are 5 or 4, but it's a lot of residents. And we're going to end up losing our houses and losing all that time that we are saving money to get something for our kids. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. No. Please, please. Good evening.
Joe Morgan, 2063 Rand. So I wanted to correct a couple of things that I heard at the last meeting regarding Corona La Linda. I actually got a copy of that financial aid program, if you want to call it that. And I heard that, well, only 3 people applied. So I got a copy of it and found out why only 3 people applied. Because it's almost impossible for somebody to have a house and then get the aid. Because what the stipulation on there, they basically piggyback off of the HUD Section 8 guidelines. The thing that's particularly insidious about it is that you have to be on the waiting list for a Section 8 home to qualify for aid in the mobile home park. Not that you qualify for Section 8. You have to be on the waiting list. On the waiting list means that you're leaving your house or that you're looking for housing. If you decide that you're not going to move out of your house, then you're no longer on the Section 8 waiting list, and then you would no longer be qualified for the 10% discount. It's a 10% rent offset. So, and seeing that the rent is going up 15 or 20% now, and possibly, that much or more, it's never even going to catch up. It'll never even catch up with the offsets. So it's always going to be a losing battle. It's a 10% discount. So that's pretty much the program. As far as the turnover is already happening in this park. I understand that there's been 10 units moved out since they've taken it over. I think it was near full at the time when he bought it. Now there's about 10 spaces or something open that they're already moving out. So as far as I also heard representations made that the $129 was to cover the tax bill. I had heard that there was 132 spaces. Based on 132 spaces, the increased tax bill is approximately $85-90. So that's the offset from the previous assessment to the current assessment. So they're free and clear of the additional tax burden. They're already getting $30-40 now, free and clear. So they've already got a 5% or better raise in addition to their increased cost because of the assessments. From what I hear from the people, is the same thing. My inclination is that they're looking for some stability. They're not looking for some guarantee or some freedom from rent increases. They just need the same thing that everybody else does, which is the ability to plan their lives and be able to know where they're going to be able to pay for housing. They need some kind of stability and ability to look out in the future and say, I'm going to have to move in a year or 2 or 3 that they can retain some kind of value in their house, retain some kind of equity, and just a sense of fair play. I mean, I don't understand why this is so hard. I understand for some of you guys it's a philosophical thing. Your philosophy is meeting these people's lives. I mean, they really could use the help, and it seems like a decent thing to do. Thanks.
Thank you. Is there anyone else this evening that would like